back to the Attack the Rack YouTube channel. This is the Attack the Rack daily lineup show. Today is Wednesday, September the 25th. We got Big Mo, we got Trent, we got myself back here for our third and final episode of the week.
Guys, every family party or social event needs something special. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals LLC can do that for you. They provide inflatable bounce houses and water slides on top of great service in the West Michigan Lakeshore area. Call Bounce Master Sam at 616-485-0257 today and mention Attack the Rack to get $25 off your next rental. Also, find Bubba's Bounce House Rentals LLC on Facebook. Bubba's Bounce House Rentals. All we rent is fun.
All right, guys, let's start with a little Josh Allen. What a game he had Monday night against the Jaguars. We can maybe talk a little bit about the Jaguars too and Trevor Lawrence. Yikes.
Yeah.
Josh Allen, though, I think when we talked AFC East earlier in one of our episodes when we were previewing each of the divisions, I think we all were pretty high on Josh Allen, but not necessarily the Buffalo Bills. I think, in fact, Big Mo, you picked them last. I know Trent and I picked the Jets to win the division. I'm pretty sure I had the Bills third, Patriots last.
I don't remember where I put them. I think they were somewhere in between because we had the Patriots below the bottom.
Yes.
I know that.
So you probably had the Bills maybe third.
Yeah. I thought the Dolphins might be a little better, but then I forgot Tua was made of glass.
Exactly.
Oh, ouch. Ouch.
But I guess so far, now obviously we're only 3 games in here. Bills are proving us wrong. They are 3-0. They've had just dominating wins over the Dolphins and then Monday night against the Jaguars.
Who else did they beat? Who's the third team they beat?
Week 1, they had a little bit of a closer game. Let's see here.
Arizona.
Yeah, Arizona, so not horrible.
So they haven't beaten a real team yet, by the way. Let's not get too crazy with Josh Allen.
No, for sure. But they absolutely destroyed the Dolphins and the Jaguars.
Well, also 3 teams who shouldn't be that bad.
True. That's true, too.
Like, it's not like it was Tennessee and New England and whoever else just stinks really bad. But
yeah,
at least they got some players, at least.
Right. But yeah, Josh Allen Monday night, 263 yards, 4 touchdown passes. I think he had another 40-some yards on the ground. And a lot of those, man, he just when there's a broken play, he has the ability to pick up 8, 9, 10 yards.
Yeah. And he's so big too that he can take some of those hits as well, because you see him kind of like, I think he's limited the trying to jump over people.
Yeah.
And he still doesn't slide though. He'll still go there and try to get an extra 1 or 2 yards by running somebody over. But yeah, he's been pretty dominant. He's 54 of 72 on the year.
That's insane. That's an incredible percentage.
Yeah, 75% completion. Wow.
Pretty solid. I was going to add something there. Sometimes you get rid of and this, I think I talked about this when I maybe not when I picked the Bills last, but maybe as Josh Allen trying to contend for the MVP like many people thought he would. Sometimes you get rid of a star receiver like that and you start to spread the ball around. You start to make your reads. You don't really focus in on trying to get the ball to one guy.
Yeah.
And it doesn't surprise me that maybe, hey, that's allowed him to be a little more free and not say, hey, I got to target this guy every time. I'm going to go through my progressions. I'm going to find the best target or the right target. And boom, all of a sudden you start playing well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And now that I'm looking at the receiving stats, he's thrown to 11 different guys, and they all have over 2 receptions. So, I mean, he is spreading it out pretty good. And then whoever Khalil Shakur is, he's got some electric ability to his game. So he's a good wideout for them as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what do you get? I mean, and again, none of us had any issues with Josh Allen as a player. We just were maybe a little bit concerned with
Mhm.
the how the Bills would do this year. But so far, obviously 3-0. Josh Allen, though, again, absolutely amazing start to the season. Is it too early to talk MVP?
I don't think so. He's got 7 touchdowns, no picks. He's only been sacked twice. I mean, if they can keep any sort of consistency with that protection and him just being, I
And
guess, being himself, they should be fine. I
I
think,
think Trent hit another point there. 0 picks. Like
Yeah,
that's always been an issue as well. So whatever has caused him to kind of maybe get rid of some of that,
yeah,
the turnovers, if he continues to not turn it over, his numbers are going to be gaudy.
yeah. And maybe kind of going back to like Big Mo saying, if you get rid of the stud receiver, maybe some of those picks came from him forcing it
yeah,
to Diggs just because he felt like he had to get him the ball.
Well, and Diggs wasn't shy about
yeah,
No,
calling for the ball or demanding the ball. So
for sure.
sometimes that takes a little bit of pressure off the not so outspoken guy. In this case, probably Josh Allen.
yeah. No, for sure. I mean, you almost wonder if even though Stephon Diggs is such a great receiver, like getting rid of him almost was like a sigh of relief for Josh Allen and other players on the team. Just kind of like, now I don't got to worry about that. Now I can just go out and play, get the ball to who's open, not have to worry about, someone complaining about not getting enough targets, et cetera, et cetera. So,
Yeah, because you kind of look at the Cowboys now with CD Lamb, those guys are yelling at each other on the sideline because Dak can't get them the ball.
yeah,
But it's like you're not going to get it every time. And you just need to, I feel like being a wideout, you have to be such a team player. Just like the calls will get made for you to get the ball. And then your job is to get open. Yes, if you're open every time and they still just don't throw it to you, then sure. Like, and then they sit there and watch the iPad every between every possession. So there should be some time in between there to at least point out like which plays he was open and have that discussion. But I think that saves Josh Allen a little bit from some of that because he's got some young wide receivers and Coleman is the rookie this year for them who's
yeah.
doing all right so far. So I mean, I think he's kind of embracing that role of like taking on a new team and maybe that's completely less pressure because not a ton of expectations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely for sure. I think. I thought you hit on another good point there. Trent was. God, shoot! Now I totally forgot. Lost my train of thought there. Darn it!
Well, if it comes back to you, Big Mo, even if we move on, feel free to come right back to it.
Ooh.
There's no rules on this show.
It used to be I couldn't remember what happened yesterday. Now I can't remember what happened 15 seconds ago.
And actually, too, wasn't really on the agenda, but real quick, what are you guys' thoughts on Trevor Lawrence? Is he gonna is he a bust, or can he still turn things around and have a solid career? I mean, 21 out of 38, 178 yards Monday night, one touchdown, one pick. Jaguars 0-3. Trevor Lawrence has lost his eight straight games in a row that he started. Um, yeah, is the word bust in the conversation yet or no?
How
Shoot,
many
well,
how many years has he been in the league now? 3.
Three or
I think he
four?
didn't he just get paid or no?
Yes, he had a
Yeah.
huge contract. He did have one, I feel like not last year, the year before last year, he did have a pretty solid season.
Yeah, so he got drafted in 21.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know. Now that I look at his stats, he's got a 53% completion rating. Um, I, I just, it's hard because it's kind of like the Bryce Young situation where he had zero protection and just couldn't survive. And Trevor Lawrence has been sacked 11 times this year.
Yeah.
And
Who are his weapons? I mean, he's got the back. What ETN's down there?
Yeah.
ETN, and then
Christian
he's
Kirk.
got Christian Kirk and Gabe Davis,
Yeah.
who was on the
Who?
Bills last year.
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not great, but at least they're. I mean, Gabe Davis was good for the Bills. That was the deep threat for Josh Allen last year.
It always works a little better when you got Stephon Diggs on the other side being double covered.
That's
True.
true. Yeah, but yeah, he's not having a great start to the year. I guess you could throw in the bust a little bit just because it's not I don't know. It's just not
Give him the
ideal.
halfway point. Let's give him the halfway point. Get him at 9 games in. Like I said, we're 3 games in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 3 preseason games. Let's now we're playing for real, guys. The real
Yeah,
season starts. The real season starts next Sunday.
but I mean he wasn't very good last year either though. And they were supposed to make the playoffs last year.
Yeah. Let's see his stats last year.
Well, they aren't getting rid of him if they just paid him. So
Oh yeah. No kidding.
Yeah, he had 65, almost 66% completion rating last year. He was sacked 35 times last year. So he's almost
Oh,
a third of the way there through 3 games.
holy cow. Yeah, that's rough.
21 touchdowns, 14 interceptions.
Yeah, that's not very good. He needs way more. He needs more well, he needs more touchdowns and less interceptions.
Yeah.
Especially that 14 interceptions. Holy cow. Um,
He's only got 2 touchdowns through 3 games,
and
which
how
is
many picks? How many picks this year?
1.
Okay, so just the one the other night.
Yeah, he's just taking the sack instead of just throwing it up in the air.
Yeah. All right. Well, hey, that just popped into my head since the Bills played the Jags. Want to get your thoughts on that, guys? Detroit Tigers yesterday, baby. They
Yeah.
won again. Still tied for that second wild card spot. With is also crazy. They're tied with the Royals. They're also tied with the Royals for second place in the division. They got no shot of winning division. There's not enough games left. They're 7.5 back. But how crazy is that? Just a couple weeks they were in fourth place, or a couple weeks ago they're in fourth place in the Central. Now they're tied for second. 8-2 of the last 10. Best record in all of Major League Baseball, guys, since August 11 in all of baseball.
what's the chances they try to catch Baltimore for that 5th spot?
Well, I think you mean for the top wild card spot?
Yeah.
I think what are they, 4 games back of that? So,
Yeah, 4 games.
with 5 games to play. Again,
Yeah. Pretty much need Baltimore to lose out.
Yeah.
Tigers win out. Okay, all right.
But yesterday, Terry, Scooble, another amazing performance, 7 innings.
Just a gem by him. Huh?
Just a gem. Just a gem. 2
He's
hits,
dominant.
runs, got his 18th win of the season. Trent, do the Tigers, besides him, have enough pitching to be successful in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think so. I've noticed that their odds are changing very drastically to go pretty far in the playoffs. So
Really?
yeah, maybe it's just because they're so hot recently.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It seems like the bats picked up. I was worried about the bats all year, and now it seems like they're just kind of rallying off about 4 runs a game, 5 runs a game, which they were getting wins, and it was like 1-0 or 2-1 or something like that. So I think the bullpen stepped up quite a bit as well.
True.
I think Skubal will be in the Cy Young conversation as well. So I think that.
I think so.
I think he should be at least. No one expected the Tigers to be. I mean, I thought they were going to be like average, but they really came along through the end of the year.
Yeah, I think most people thought a successful season would be to float around 500. Just because of how young they are.
Right. Yeah, they're good. I'm excited to see what happens.
Maybe we can get a watch party going for the first playoff game.
Yeah, there we go.
Just don't lose out, and then we'll not get cold.
There's still time. There's still
I know.
time. They are the Tigers.
Big Mo, you can make the Pistons dip.
There you go.
What's in your Pistons dip?
You know what though? I've changed the piston dip over years, so I've got a little new concoction. So if we get a watch party going, I'll bring the chips and the dip.
All right. Well, is the new concoction a secret?
Oh yeah, can't share that one.
All right. Well, you can share then because you've shared with it on the podcast.
I have. So this isn't the Pistons dip. This is a special dip.
Okay.
Until the Pistons regain their winning ways, the Pistons dip is dead.
All right, we'll call it the Tigers dip.
We'll call it the Tigers dip. Sure thing.
No, I did see, Trent, you brought up odds for how they'll end up doing in the playoffs if they make it. I did see today they have an 87% chance of making the playoffs, which is very high, but I honestly thought it would be even higher than that. Granted, just because they got the White Sox yet 3 games.
Yeah, and even they're like 10th overall to win the World Series in the odds.
Okay.
So at like mid just before the All-Star break, they were at like 100 to 1 to win the World Series. Now they're at 35 to 1 to win the World Series.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
Uh,
just good to see the Tigers
what
finally.
what was the record at the break? You got that up there?
I don't, but I can probably find it real quick.
Yeah. I'd be curious to know because, like I said, since August 11, they've got the best record in Major League Baseball. And for a while there, I knew they had one of the best records in the AL since the break. It might be hard to find out what it was at the break.
Yeah. Let me see.
I think it was around 500 though, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was probably pretty close.
Yeah. I think there's something like 28 and 11 since August 11. That's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
All right. Well, yeah, I think it was something around 500. So, let's move on. Indiana Fever, game 2 of the first round playoffs tonight against the Connecticut Sun. Game 1, not good. They got destroyed. Big Mo, you got a Band-Aid on your finger.
I do, but I've lost some. I've lost my volume, guys.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
No difficulties.
We
Uh,
can hear you fine.
Yeah,
there we
but
go. There we go. Good to go. Good to go. I can hear you now.
Yeah,
Okay.
all right. So yeah, Indiana Fever tonight, game 2, Big Mo. Obviously they lost pretty bad game 1. Didn't look good. I don't think effort looked good. They looked completely out of sync. Um, obviously they did not shoot the ball well. Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark combined for about 100 from 3. Keys to victory tonight, Big Mo.
Oh wow, wow. I think the stage got to him. I'm not gonna lie. I think
Okay.
for all of them, I think I'm not sure anybody else really played well. Dantas came off the bench and probably scored for him, and she's played in some playoff games before. Hopefully, they got the nerves out of their system and they just come out and play a little bit. I think the hard part about, and you see this, I think in all basketball, right? Team that runs and guns and like plays a little free when they get into these playoff situations, everyone tightens up a little bit because the other team's not going to let you do that.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to find a way to probably out tempo Connecticut tonight. They've got to shoot it better. And I think they've got to probably try to find a way to get to the free throw line more.
Okay.
Because sometimes I think if you get to the free throw line, you see the ball go in, shots start to go in.
Sure.
And then the more you get to the free throw line, the more possessions you get, the more points you get to score. So I would say those are the keys. They got to defend better, but that's not been the key for them all year around, right? They've
Right.
got to probably score 90, 97 tonight, maybe hold Connecticut to 90.
Okay.
Fever win, though. Fever win tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, 97-90.
Well, a win would be nice because then they go back for the game 3 final deciding game back at
Hey,
home. So
all these things are already written. So we know we're going back to Indiana. Biggest crowd ever, sold out. Watch parties all over
Fever dip.
the city, man.
All right, you got to come up with a fever dip too. Trent, your keys to victory tonight for the Fever.
I just think they need to shoot the ball from 3 better. I feel like that's been their kind of equation to victory all year, shooting the 3 really well. And when they don't do that, they get smoked. So I think they gotta shoot the 3 well. It seems like when they're in close games, they can make those little like 6 to 4 point comebacks and like take the lead and knock down free throws to end the game. But they have to make some outside shots, and I think that's the only chance that they really have of being successful is at least shooting 40% from 3.
Yeah, probably.
Clark and Mitchell go for 30 apiece.
Yeah.
Austin has 22. Game 3, here we come.
And I think we got to get 3-3-pointers out of Hall.
Well, that's a given.
All right.
So that would put us at what? That 91 of 97 from those
Yep.
4? Okay.
Yes.
Dantas has then
Two
the other
threes.
6, 2 3-pointers.
The other girls are just there for conditioning.
Better go rebound and defend, ladies.
Yeah. I'll just end on one. I agree with everything you guys said. To me, I mean, the 3-point thing, of course, right? That's just what they do. That's what they have to be successful. They need to just show more effort on D. Like, they're only as good as they can be on defense. They're not great on defense, but a lot of it, to me, in game 1 and some of the lulls they have, to me, it just seems like a lot of effort stuff, which that can be easily corrected. So a strong, hard-nosed effort on defense, I think, will be a key. So
You can't win 0-1, Kurt, so it's all about the offense.
well, you only need one more point than your opponent to win the game.
There you go. Exactly.
That final horn sounds, you just need one more point than the opponent. Oh, we have too much fun, don't we?
We do.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else, guys, before we get out of here and take a 4-day break?
No, I got to get back to work.
All right. Sounds good, fellas. We'll see you Monday.
See ya.
Later.